Hello, welcome to this year's Freshman Forum. My name is Officer Taylor, and I am the SRO assigned to Foran High School.
And I'm Officer Goldfuss. I'm the SRO assigned to Jonathan Law High School.
We are pleased to be the hosts of this portion to discuss Connecticut's social host laws and as well as other related information. Officer Goldfuss, why don't you kick us off?
All right. So the first thing we want to talk about is the Connecticut social host law, which basically means hosting minors in parties related to alcohol at your home. So the law specifically is Connecticut 30-89A. I don't expect anybody to memorize that, but basically what the statute says is that permitting minors to have a party on your premises involving alcohol, or if you don't make reasonable efforts to stop such possession of alcohol, can result in a criminal penalty, including an arrest, which is a Class A misdemeanor. It's not a felony, but there are more to come, and even though it's not a felony, it's a Class A misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to 1 year in prison, so it's pretty serious. In addition to that, because again, there are statutes that kind of follow that, one of them being providing alcohol to minors, which would undoubtedly go along with that other statute, which is actually a Class E felony and carries substantial penalties, including over a year in prison. It's actually 18 months in prison. So that's providing alcohol to minors. The penalty has gone substantially up. So that's another statute that would go along with that.
So with that, with Officer Goldfuss's information on that statute, back in, I believe it was October, there was a adult here in Milford that was arrested for allowing minors to possess alcohol. Apparently there was a party last May where this adult was allowing minors to possess alcohol on her property, and it was a few days later where our department received tips on that party. So our detective bureau did some investigation and found out a lady did in fact provide alcohol to minors, so she was subsequently arrested. She was arrested in October, I believe, and then she was released after posting a $25,000 bond, and her court case is, I believe, at the end of this month. So you can see where it kind of hits home, where this incident can prove to be severe in some stances.
Yeah, and to add a statute to that, one of the severe penalties in any kind of situation like this that can kind of escalate how serious it is the statute risk of injury to a minor, which is any child 16, or I should say under the age of 16, if they're involved in any way, which is likely in a high school situation. That's actually a Class C felony. It's basically putting a risk to a minor, and that's a maximum of 10 years in jail. So it's not a light thing. Again, a Class C felony for that, which would likely go in addition to this.
So while we're on the topic of that, we've been talking about how adults can be arrested for different types of crimes. So minors can also be arrested, but that's going to come in the form of an infraction or a ticket, and the statute for that is a minor in possession of alcohol, which means anybody under 21, if you're in possession of it, you can receive a ticket, and that is usually between $200 and $500 fine. Along with that, if you have a driver's license, even say you're drinking at home and you receive this ticket, even though you weren't operating a motor vehicle, if you do have a license, you risk your license being suspended for 30 days. Like I said, that doesn't mean you have to be in a motor vehicle or even driving. Just receiving that ticket, being a minor, and having a driver's license, you're at risk for having that license be suspended if you receive a ticket. If you are in possession of alcohol as a minor and you are in a motor vehicle, your license can be suspended for at least 60 days. If you haven't even obtained a driver's license yet, say you're 16, you're in the process of getting your driver's license, and you receive a ticket like this, the Department of Motor Vehicles, they can suspend the time that you have to get that license. So you may not be eligible when you're 16. They may postpone that till a later date down the road, so that could affect you in that way as well.
So to wrap it up, it's basically you can see this, the fines are pretty severe, the penalties are pretty severe. They do happen, as you can see by that arrest that was made just recently here in Milford. There's many more that you can read about. The point of this is it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's not the right thing to do to host any of these parties. So,
And just one thing to touch base on before we wrap things up, aside from all the statutes that we've been, reading for you or talking about, there's also the civil aspect from a lot of these cases that people don't realize. Say, for instance, that the individual that was arrested here in Milford, luckily she was just arrested on that charge. Say, those minors, left the residence. I don't know if they were driving or not. Say they were driving and they got into a motor vehicle accident. That's going to come back and haunt that person who provided alcohol to those minors at that location, and they could be, held liable civilly in that aspect and get sued. And that's, definitely a mess you don't want to, or a road that you don't want to go down.
absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. Our contact information will be provided to you after this segment, and feel free to reach out to us for anything. We're here Monday through Friday all day long, so don't hesitate to reach out to us, and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.